Well, hello, Wichita, and welcome to Council Chat. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I am Councilmember Bryan Frye, and with me today is Councilmember Ballard. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Got your green on,
I
right?
I do.
Sporting a little Happy St. Patrick's Day button. So
yes.
Want to make sure we do it right, proper.
Yes,
so,
no pinching today.
Exactly, right? And it's a Friday, so I know a lot of people are planning on celebrating. We got the March Madness going on.
Yep.
A spring break, the last day of spring break. So a lot of activities. I wish the weather was a little nicer.
Yes,
right?
That would be nice.
Did you see the snow yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
Was not prepared for that.
Not. After the morning was so beautiful, and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's get to it. Next week, we start our council meetings always with the Board of Bids report and then petitions for public improvements. That's pretty standard, right? And then we get into the meat of it. First on our agenda is the Wrecker Service Ordinance. We're doing this basically to ensure consistency of services with the wrecker companies and what we've negotiated as part of the impound contract. So really it's just kind of cleaning up definitions, clarifying storage requirements, timelines, fees, etc. We have to do that. And then we also have another ordinance where we're cleaning up some language. And this one's really interesting because it's related to the regulation of pawnbrokers and precious metal dealers, but then there's also secondhand sellers. And we have so many exceptions that it's like, do we really need to continue to do that? And so, for instance, anybody who wants to resell toys or secondhand furniture has to follow these same guidelines. And the state doesn't have these guidelines, so why are we doing it?
Right.
And so many people now are selling toys and secondhand goods online or Facebook Marketplace and really not utilizing. And it was designed to protect from stolen merchandise, but the police department is not finding that that's the case. We continue to need to have these regulations for high-end items that would go to a pawnbroker or precious metals, but for normal things like clothing or toys, like someone who wants to resell Legos can't do it this way because of this ordinance.
Right.
So this would kind of help clean that up and just kind of remove it from being necessary. It's not a big moneymaker for the city. I think it's like a $12,000 amount in terms of the licenses that we would miss, but it just makes it a lot simpler, and it doesn't seem like it's necessary.
Well, good. I like simple.
Yeah, I know, right?
We don't need to overcomplicate things. We have plenty of those already.
Clear the red tape.
Yes.
Roll out the red carpet.
Absolutely. We're also looking at overnaming the Stryker Sports Complex in exchange for improvements to the facility. It helps make the improvements without burdening the city's general fund, so we can use those funds for other park projects such as athletic courts in Districts 1, 5, and 6, which is another item that we'll discuss.
Yeah, Stryker, we got to a department report today on the success that facility has had over the years, and it's just amazing what it's doing as a regional destination. It's bringing people in from all over the Midwest, all over the country. We heard even from other parts of the world, which is great. And so this would allow additional improvements to make it safer, more enjoyable, not only for the players, but for the people that are there as press, families. So it's a good project. And then, the athletic courts, we're going to finally get a pickleball court in West Wichita.
Nice.
So we're going to convert one of the tennis courts at Buffalo into 2 pickleball courts.
Very cool.
And so it'll be great. And then I think there's a playground in Watson Park that's getting refurbished as well.
Awesome.
So,
I know Councilmember Johnson and I have both been in some meetings about some of the athletic courts in our district that need to be replaced or repaired or whatever. So, and I'm excited about the Stryker improvements because I spend a lot of time out there and I see a lot of the balls going into different fields at different times, and like they talked about hopping fences and stuff. So I'm excited, super excited about that. Also in parks, we're looking at improvements to our playgrounds for 2023.
Right. We mentioned the Watson Park one, but we also got a grant from federal land use to build a interactive playground at Proct Wetlands.
Very cool.
And so we have to match that. It's a 50-50 match. And so part of this funding will allow that to make that addition out there. So that's just another great use. And then there's always improvements we can make at our playgrounds. We have quite a few of them. So
Yes, we do.
another thing that's been getting a lot of talk, has been going out to all the DABs and a lot of user groups, is the parking and multimodal plan for downtown. We started looking at this plan back in 2017, and then COVID kind of delayed things. But, as downtown continues to grow and get more activity and more development, we need to have a comprehensive parking plan. And that's related to streets and vacant lots and pay parking. All those things have to be considered, especially what we're seeing with the potential location of the WSU KU biomedical complex related to the stadium improvement area. We have to have a plan that is forward-leading.
Yep.
And that's what we've been, like I said, going through the DABs and different community groups, and it's now coming before the council for final approval. Now, each element of that plan would have to still get consent and approved upon by council, but at least we have now an overarching plan to get us through.
Yeah, I know there's been lots of conversations about that, even just today. So looking forward to learning more about what that looks like. We'll also be looking into our quarterly financial reports. Those are always overwhelming and interesting.
Yep.
The general obligation note sales will also be taken up and provide short-term financing to sell the bonds, provide financing for district improvement projects.
Yeah, and this is a pretty standard business thing that we have to do every so often. It allows us to have that flexibility to take advantage of the market and time it the right way, so to fund the projects that we're doing. We mentioned St. Patrick's Day today. Very successful Delano parade.
Yes.
Thank you for your work on that. I know you helped with the planning of that. And
it was so fun, especially to not have it for so many years. And it was a fantastic turnout. Lots of people participated in the parade. And it was a really good time. I'm glad that it all worked out. Yeah,
it was a busy day. I mean, we talked about yesterday's weather. That was a day that had some interesting weather as well. We also had the Wagon O Masters Patty Day Party at NAFSCR.
I went down there. It was good. It was a good time.
It was. And I think, the city can handle both events. It's good to be able to have options and for more family-centric and then more just people that want to revel in green beer, right? Yeah. And so it's a good mix to have other opportunities and options for folks. So,
did you check out that 316 Day?
Yeah, I was pretty active with it yesterday.
Good.
I started at 7 a.m. cleaning kennels at the Wichita Animal Shelter. Okay. And helped with that, and then delivered Meals on Wheels, and then went down to Century 2 for the activities that were there at 316 and made a couple of donations. And then in the afternoon, I was a quiz show host at Westlink Library. Okay. And so it was a full day of activity. I had a lot of fun with it. Good. I think it's the building block for something even greater. Good. To really take advantage of the day that also fits our community so well. Yes. And again, drawing the need for volunteering. We always need more help. Every agency right now is struggling to find people. And so the more we can draw attention to that need, even if it's a fun day like 316, it's a way to get more attention to it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
All right, I know Megan has a surprise question of the week for us. So, Tyler, you want to throw this up for us so we can Guinness or green beer?
Green beer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like the dark beer.
Even the Irish car bombs, I can't handle them. No. Nope. Green beer for me.
Yep, that's an easy one. My best friend is a Guinness fan all the way. I just never tried it. Yeah. Tried to get the taste out of my mouth once I've had it, I should say. It's just not good. So, but I know as they're fighting words for some people.
It's true.
So,
well, thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe and follow on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast.